Hello, welcome back to the Path to Better A1C podcast. My name is Jenny and I am your host. And today I am going to cover a topic that it's brought up by practically every client that I speak with. And it has to do with cravings, emotional eating, and how does that play a part in terms of insulin resistance. Now, we're going to explore the science behind cravings, how they're connected to insulin resistance, prediabetes, diabetes, and also go over practical strategies to just regain control. You're going to learn why blood sugar imbalances trigger cravings, techniques to manage them effectively, and how to break free from emotional eating. Plus, I am going to share protein guidelines and important considerations for those that have kidney disease. Because if you have been around me, if you have worked with me, you know that I always joke about where is the protein. Every time you talk about any sort of food, I always bring that up. But if there is one exception to this rule, would be for those that have kidney disease. But I will touch on that lightly, and maybe I will cover that on a different episode. Now, if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar and cravings, also check out my A1C Reset Protocol, my personalized health coaching program designed to help you lower A1C and feel your best. You can visit my website, www.jennypena.com, to learn more, or just contact me at hello@jennypena.com. And also, you can follow me on Instagram, Coach Jen P. And I will be able to answer any questions you may have. Now, let's go into the topic of today. Now, we're going to dive deep into this real life strategies to balance blood sugar, prevent diabetes, do all these things. And today we are just going to focus on cravings. I will say, if you find yourself constantly craving sweets, carbs, even salty snacks, you are not alone. But have you ever wondered why? Why cravings aren't just about willpower? They're deeply connected to what's happening inside of our body, especially if you have prediabetes or insulin resistance. Now, let's break that down. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose. Glucose goes into your bloodstream. Then your pancreas releases insulin, which is a hormone that helps shuttle that glucose into your cells for energy. But when you have insulin resistance, your cells stop responding effectively to insulin. So that means your body needs to pump out even more insulin to try to get the job done. Now, here's where cravings come in. Chronically high insulin levels can actually make you hungrier and trigger intense cravings for quick energy foods like sugar, refined carbs. And then at the same time, blood sugar fluctuations can leave you feeling tired, irritable, looking for a pick me up. The cycle of insulin resistance and cravings can lead to overeating, weight gain, and eventually developing type 2 diabetes if left unchecked. So, how do we break the cycle, right? I'm going to talk to you about solutions more than the problem, right? So, what is the good news? There's real science, backed ways to manage and reduce these cravings. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things. And I know that it's going to sound very basic. Some of my clients almost get upset because they feel that the solution should be complicated, but it actually isn't. Number one, balanced your meals. Have balanced meals. Protein, fiber, healthy fats at every meal so that you can stabilize your blood sugar and keep cravings in check. If there's one thing that I tell all of my clients, all of my prospects, anybody that I talk that is dealing with blood sugar imbalances, the first thing that I say, I am not even going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat, except for this one thing. Don't ever eat carbs alone. I just tell them that. If you're going to eat bread, fine, eat the bread. Add some healthy fats, add some protein to it. You're going to eat pasta, fine. Where's the protein? Which is something that I tell my clients. Make sure you don't eat carbs alone. And this is why. It helps your blood sugar to be stabilized. It avoids a drastic spike to your blood sugar. And again, it is very tied to recommendation number 2. Prioritize protein. Protein plays a key role in keeping you full. It reduces blood spikes. That's why you see a lot of people that struggle with diabetes and prediabetes go into these keto diets and extreme low fat, low carb diets, which I personally do not recommend because I don't feel that they are sustainable. But we will talk about that at another time. Now, for most people, a general guideline is about 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. But if you have kidney disease, your protein needs are going to be different. And you should be working with a dietitian for a personalized plan. I actually don't have as much hands-on experience coaching clients with kidney disease. I had one person, and pretty much we just help incorporate the guidelines that the dietitian provided. Just because there are a lot of other factors, potassium, there are other micronutrients that also need to be tracked, sodium and among other things. So it is a bit more complex. So if you have kidney disease, please feel free to reach out and I will guide you as best as possible. But you should be working with a dietitian. Now, number 3, right? We covered balanced meals, prioritizing protein. Number 3, hydration. Hydration is key. Dehydration can sometimes feel like hunger or cravings, so aim for plenty of water throughout the day. Now, the 4th thing is mindful eating. And a lot of people are like, what? I don't have time for this. Even if it is 5 minutes, just take a pause before reaching a snack and ask yourself, am I truly hungry? Or am I craving this out of habit or emotion? Right? Is it that we all go to the kitchen at 3 o'clock to grab coffee and whatever stale donut is sitting there? Right? Like, is there a habit that is not even related to food that we have just unconsciously paired with food and now we can't get off of that habit? That's what mindful eating means in this scenario. Now, number 5, manage stress. That one thing that a lot of people don't see that it connects with so many areas of your health and wellness. High stress levels increase cortisol. Cortisol drives up cravings for sugar and comfort foods because cortisol is indicating to your body that you are in danger and you need comfort, protection. Now, techniques that help amazingly, deep breathing, meditation, or even a short walk can help you reset your system. So those 5 things, if you start doing those 5 things, I assure you, within a week, you are going to notice a change in your patterns in terms of cravings. Now, let's talk about emotional eating, which is a different aspect, right? That is just as important. We have all been there, right? Let's put the scenario. You have had a stressful day. Suddenly you have that bag of chips, that pint of ice cream. Sounds like the perfect solution. Emotional eating isn't just about hunger. It's pretty much about coping with emotions like stress, sadness, boredom, even joy. Sometimes we pick that the only way that we can celebrate is around food and using food. Now, how do we shift away from that emotional eating? Here are some few steps. The first thing is awareness. Identify those triggers. Try to keep a journal to track when your cravings hit. I typically ask my clients when they come and say, I just always have these cravings. I don't understand. And I immediately tell them Do they happen always at the same time or the same days of the week? Or is there a pattern that you see when you feel the cravings a lot more? And that brings kind of like an awareness in terms of, oh, this is what is triggering the craving. So identify, were you stressed? Were you tired? Right? Did you have a bad sleep night and you're tired? Are you anxious about something? Is there a big meeting? Is there something that you are facing? Recognizing these patterns will actually help you create new responses and brings awareness. So now you're not just reacting to it, but you're preparing for it. You're aware. Another coping mechanism could be to create a non food coping strategy. What does that mean? Instead of turning to food, try other activities that bring comfort that are not tied to food. Journaling, going for a walk, calling a friend. I have had a client that actually will do a voice memo venting out about everything that was concerning her. And it actually worked. Every time she felt the craving, she connected that mindfulness. She identified the trigger. This is what's worrying me. Acknowledge her emotions, verbalize them, and that actually helped. Also, check in with yourself, right? Maybe you are truly hungry. Maybe you skipped that breakfast that if you have been around, I keep telling everybody do not skip your breakfast. Maybe you are truly physically hungry. Are you looking for comfort, right? If it is emotional, try to look for a non-food solution. If it is truly hunger, again, follow the previous rule that I said. Make it a balanced snack. If you join my email list, there is a blood sugar balancing snacks list that I give to the people that join my email list. The moment you add your email, you will get that list. So, again, shift and let these guidelines apply, and you're going to see how your cravings are going to change. Also, practice self compassion, right? Emotional eating it's a toll, right? You are eating to find comfort, and then you actually need more comfort because you feel guilty about the emotional eating that you just did. And it becomes a vicious cycle. So, fine, if you gravitated toward that pint of ice cream and those chips and that donut that was not even that good because it's been sitting there since 7 o'clock in the morning, um, acknowledge it and change. Don't beat yourself up for it because at the end, you cannot change what you did. Now, you can change what you will do. You can change the now and the after right now. So, practice self compassion to yourself, right? Because craving and emotional eating, like, they don't have to have control over you. Understanding what happens in your body and in your mind and making empowered choices to support your health, that is what you need to focus on. So I will challenge you today. If you are experiencing all these cravings, again, assess. Did you skip your breakfast? Did you skip lunch? Are you stressed out? Did you sleep well? Are you focusing on having meals that are carb loaded? Because the more carbs you eat, it's almost as if the more you crave them. Are you actually incorporating balanced meals? Do you have coping mechanisms when you're stressed? When schedules change, problems come? How do you build your resilience? All of these things are connected. And then assess, connect to your body. Is it thirst instead of hunger? And if it is true hunger, what are you gravitating towards? Are you picking things that actually are going to give you energy? Are you picking a balanced snack? Those are the things that I encourage you to look into because I am telling you, if you look at the things that I just mentioned and you apply them, each one of my clients, after a week, they see their sleep getting better. They see the cravings decrease. They see an increase in focus. They see an increase in energy. They work. So if this episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review. And if you're ready to take the next step, if you need support balancing your blood sugar and overcoming cravings, check out the A1C reset protocol. You can check all the details. I'll put it in the show notes. But feel free to reach out and ask me any questions. I am here to support you. That is the mission and vision that I have. I want to make sure that everybody has the right set of knowledge and skills to be able to prevent diabetes and lower their A1C and have a full life without the fear looming that you're going to need medication or that you're going to develop type 2 diabetes. You can still enjoy the foods that you love with balance and still be able to regulate your blood sugar. Until the next time, take care and keep prioritizing your health.